Have you ever found yourself in a situation where someone you deeply cared about suddenly disappeared from your life? Maybe it was a close friend, a romantic partner, or even a family member. One moment they were there, and the next, they were gone, leaving you with a void that seemed impossible to fill. It's a painful and confusing experience that many of us have gone through at some point in our lives. But what if I told you that these departures, as difficult as they may be, are actually part of the universe's grand plan for your personal growth and development? In this video, we'll explore the concept of the universe removing people from our lives and how we can navigate these challenging times with grace, resilience, and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. We'll delve into the signs that may indicate a person's role in our life is coming to an end, the initial shock and pain that often accompanies these changes, and the importance of reflecting on the lessons we've learned from those who have left us. We'll also discuss the power of letting go, focusing on self-growth, cultivating gratitude, building new connections, finding meaning and purpose, and ultimately, trusting in the universe's timing. So whether you're currently going through a difficult separation or simply seeking to better understand the ebbs and flows of relationships in your life, I invite you to join me on this exploration of personal growth and spiritual evolution. Together, we'll uncover the hidden blessings in even the most painful of goodbyes and learn how to trust in the universe's plan for our highest good. In the grand scheme of things, the universe has a plan for each and every one of us. This plan is designed to help us grow, learn, and evolve into the best versions of ourselves. Sometimes, this involves bringing certain people into our lives to teach us valuable lessons, mirror our own strengths and weaknesses, or catalyze significant changes in our personal development. However, just as the universe brings people into our lives, it also removes them when their role in our growth has been fulfilled. It's important to understand that these departures, while often painful and confusing, are not random or cruel acts of fate. Instead, they are carefully orchestrated events that serve a higher purpose in our lives. When someone leaves us, it's often because they have completed their mission in our personal evolution, and it's time for us to move forward on our own. This doesn't negate the love, joy, or connection we shared with them. Rather, it highlights the importance of their presence in our lives and the lessons they helped us learn. By shifting our perspective and recognizing that the universe has a greater plan for our growth, we can begin to find peace and acceptance in even the most difficult of goodbyes. We can trust that, even though it may not be clear in the moment, these changes are ultimately leading us towards a more authentic, fulfilling, and purposeful life. Often, when the universe is preparing to remove someone from our life, there are subtle signs that indicate a shift in the relationship. These signs may be easy to overlook or dismiss, especially if we're deeply attached to the person or the idea of who we want them to be in our lives. However, by learning to recognize and honor these signs, we can better prepare ourselves emotionally and mentally for the impending change. One common sign is a growing sense of distance or disconnection in the relationship. This may manifest as less frequent communication, a lack of emotional intimacy, or a general feeling that you're no longer on the same page. You may find that your conversations become more superficial or strained, or that you have less and less in common as time goes on. Another sign is an increase in conflict or disagreements. While all relationships go through their fair share of challenges, A sudden or persistent increase in arguments or tension can be a red flag that something fundamental has shifted. This may be accompanied by a sense that you're constantly misunderstanding each other, or that your values and priorities are no longer aligned. In some cases, you may also notice a change in the person's behavior or attitude towards you. They may become more critical, dismissive, or disrespectful, or they may start to prioritize other people or activities over your relationship. These changes can be painful and confusing, especially if they seem to come out of nowhere. It's important to note that these signs don't necessarily mean that the relationship is doomed or that the other person is bad. Rather, they are indicative of a deeper shift that is taking place, one that is ultimately in service of your personal growth and evolution. By learning to recognize and honor these signs, you can begin to mentally and emotionally prepare yourself for the change that is to come. When someone we care about leaves our life, the initial shock and pain can be overwhelming. It's a feeling that many of us are familiar with, that gut-wrenching sensation of loss, the disbelief that someone who was once so close to us could suddenly be gone, and the deep sadness that seems to permeate every aspect of our being. It's important to understand that this pain is a natural and valid response to loss. We are human beings, wired for connection and attachment, and when those bonds are severed, it's normal to feel a range of intense emotions. You may find yourself cycling through feelings of sadness, anger, confusion, and even despair, wondering how you'll ever be able to move forward without this person in your life. During this time, it's crucial to allow yourself to feel and express these emotions in a healthy way. Don't try to suppress or ignore the pain, as this will only prolong the healing process. Instead, find safe and supportive outlets for your grief, whether that's talking to a trusted friend or family member, writing in a journal, or seeking the guidance of a therapist or counselor. It's also important to practice self-compassion during this time. Be kind and gentle with yourself, understanding that healing is a process and that it's okay to not be okay. Give yourself permission to take things one day at a time, and don't put pressure on yourself to get over the loss quickly or to feel a certain way. Remember, the pain you're experiencing is a testament to the depth of the connection you shared with this person. It's a reflection of the love, growth, and experiences you had together, and it's an integral part of your own personal evolution. By allowing yourself to fully feel and move through this pain, you are honoring the significance of the relationship and paving the way for future growth and healing. In the midst of the pain and confusion that often accompanies a significant loss, it can be easy to overlook the valuable lessons and insights that the relationship has provided us. However, by taking the time to reflect on these lessons, we can begin to find meaning and purpose in even the most difficult of experiences. Every person who enters our life, no matter how long they stay or how the relationship ends, has something to teach us. They may mirror our own strengths and weaknesses, challenge us to grow in new ways, or help us to see ourselves and the world around us from a different perspective. By reflecting on these lessons, we can begin to integrate them into our own personal growth and development. To start, take some time to sit with your memories of the person and the relationship. Reflect on the experiences you shared together, both the joyful moments and the challenging ones. Ask yourself what you learned about yourself through this connection, your values, your priorities, your communication style, your emotional needs. Consider also what you learned about relationships in general. What did this experience teach you about love, trust, boundaries, and compatibility. What insights did you gain into the nature of human connection and the ways in which we impact each other's lives? As you reflect on these lessons, try to approach them with a sense of curiosity and openness. Avoid judging yourself or the other person, and instead focus on the growth and wisdom that can be gleaned from the experience. Remember, even the most painful lessons can ultimately serve our highest good if we are willing to learn from them. By taking the time to reflect on the lessons learned from a significant loss, we honor the impact that the person had on our life and the ways in which they helped shape who we are today. We also open ourselves up to new insights and understandings that can serve us in future relationships and experiences. In this way, the pain of loss can become a catalyst for profound personal growth and transformation. One of the most challenging aspects of navigating the loss of a significant relationship is learning to let go and accept the new reality of our lives without that person in it. It's a process that can feel overwhelming and even impossible at times, especially if we are deeply attached to the person or the idea of who we wanted them to be in our lives. However, it's important to understand that holding on to the past, whether through memories, expectations, or hopes for reconciliation, can ultimately prevent us from moving forward and finding peace. When we cling to what was or what we wish could be, we limit our ability to embrace the present moment and the opportunities for growth and connection that exist here and now. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting the person or the relationship or minimizing the impact they had on our lives. Rather, it means accepting that their role in our life has changed and that it's time for us to move forward on our own. It means honoring the experiences we shared together while also recognizing that we are whole and complete beings on our own. To begin the process of letting go, it can be helpful to engage in practices that promote acceptance and release. This may include journaling about your feelings and experiences, practicing mindfulness or meditation to stay grounded in the present moment, or engaging in rituals or ceremonies that symbolize the release of attachment. It's also important to be patient and compassionate with yourself during this process. Letting go is not a linear or one-time event, but rather a gradual unfolding that may involve setbacks, doubts, and moments of deep grief. Allow yourself to feel these emotions as they arise, knowing that they are a natural part of the healing process. As you begin to let go and accept the new reality of your life, you may find that a sense of peace and freedom begins to emerge. You may discover new aspects of yourself and your own resilience, and you may begin to see the potential for growth and connection in even the most difficult of experiences. Remember, letting go is not about erasing the past or denying the significance of the relationship. It's about honoring what was while also making space for what is to come. By learning to let go and accept change, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. When someone significant leaves our life, it can be easy to feel lost, unmoored, and unsure of who we are without them. However, this time of transition can also be an incredible opportunity for self-growth and discovery if we are willing to embrace it. In the absence of the person and the relationship, we are given a unique chance to turn inward and focus on our own needs, desires, and aspirations. We have the space to ask ourselves important questions about who we are, what we value, and what we want to create in our lives moving forward. To begin this process of self-growth, it can be helpful to engage in activities that bring you joy, peace, and a sense of purpose. This may include picking up a new hobby or revisiting an old passion, spending time in nature, volunteering for a cause you believe in, or pursuing a long-held dream or goal. It's also important to prioritize self-care during this time. This means taking care of your physical, emotional, and spiritual needs through practices like exercise, healthy eating, adequate rest, therapy or counseling, and mindfulness or meditation. By nurturing yourself in these ways, you create a strong foundation from which to explore your own growth and evolution. As you focus on your own self-growth, you may find that you begin to discover new aspects of yourself that had previously been hidden or suppressed. You may uncover new strengths, passions, or values that can guide you forward in your life. You may also begin to see patterns or habits that no longer serve you and make the conscious choice to release them. Remember, self-growth is not about becoming someone else or fixing perceived flaws or weaknesses. Rather, it's about reconnecting with your authentic self and learning to love and accept yourself fully. It's about honoring your own unique journey and trusting in the wisdom and resilience that lies within you. By focusing on self-growth in the aftermath of a significant loss, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and a deeper understanding of who we are and what we are capable of. We learn to trust in our own inner guidance and to create a life that is truly aligned with our highest good. And in doing so, we become more fully ourselves, more resilient, and more open to the beauty and abundance that life has to offer. In the midst of the pain and confusion that often accompanies a significant loss, it can be easy to overlook the many blessings and opportunities for growth that exist in our lives. However, by cultivating a practice of gratitude, we can begin to shift our perspective and find a sense of peace and purpose even in the most difficult of times. Gratitude is the practice of intentionally focusing on and appreciating the good things in our lives, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant they may be. It's about recognizing the abundance that surrounds us and choosing to focus on what we have rather than what we lack. When it comes to navigating the loss of a significant relationship, gratitude can be a powerful tool for healing and growth. By taking the time to reflect on the positive memories and experiences we shared with the person, we can begin to find a sense of meaning and purpose in the relationship, even if it has ended. We can also cultivate gratitude for the lessons and insights that the relationship provided us, recognizing that even the most painful experiences can ultimately serve our highest good. By approaching these lessons with a sense of curiosity and openness, we can begin to integrate them into our own personal growth and evolution. In addition to reflecting on the past, it's also important to cultivate gratitude for the present moment and the opportunities for growth and connection that exist here and now. This may involve taking time each day to intentionally focus on the things you are thankful for, whether it's a supportive friend, a beautiful sunset, or a small act of kindness from a stranger. As you cultivate a practice of gratitude, you may find that your perspective begins to shift in powerful ways. You may begin to see the world through a lens of abundance and possibility, rather than scarcity and lack. You may also find that you are more resilient in the face of challenges and more open to the beauty and joy that life has to offer. Remember, cultivating gratitude is not about denying or minimizing the pain and difficulty of loss. Rather, it's about choosing to focus on the good that exists alongside the challenging and about finding ways to appreciate and learn from even the most difficult of experiences. By cultivating gratitude in the aftermath of a significant loss, we open ourselves up to a deeper sense of peace, purpose, and connection. We learn to trust in the abundance and goodness of the universe and to find meaning and growth in even the most unexpected of places. And in doing so, we become more fully alive, more resilient, and more open to the limitless possibilities that exist within and around us. When someone significant leaves our life, it can be easy to feel like we'll never be able to form deep, meaningful connections with others again. The pain of loss can make us hesitant to open our hearts and trust in the possibility of new relationships, for fear of being hurt or disappointed once more. However, it's important to remember that the end of one relationship does not mean the end of all connection and love in our lives. In fact, the space that is created by a significant loss can actually be an opportunity to build new, fulfilling relationships that are truly aligned with our values, needs, and desires. To begin the process of building new connections, it's important to first take the time to heal and reconnect with ourselves. This may involve focusing on self-growth, as discussed in earlier sections, and learning to love and accept ourselves fully. By creating a strong foundation of self-love and self-awareness, we become better equipped to form healthy, authentic connections with others. As you feel ready to open yourself up to new relationships, it can be helpful to start small and focus on building connections based on shared interests, values, and experiences. This may involve joining a club or group that aligns with your passions, volunteering for a cause you believe in, or simply reaching out to friends and acquaintances who share your values and outlook on life. It's also important to approach new relationships with a sense of openness and curiosity, rather than expectation or attachment. Allow yourself to be surprised by the people and experiences that come into your life, and trust that the universe will bring you the connections that are truly meant for you. As you begin to form new relationships, remember to communicate your needs and boundaries clearly and compassionately. Be honest about where you are in your own healing process, and don't be afraid to take things slowly or set limits as needed. At the same time, be open to the vulnerability and intimacy that comes with deep, authentic connection, and trust in your own ability to navigate the ups and downs of human relationships. Ultimately, building new connections in the aftermath of a significant loss is about learning to trust in the abundance and goodness of the universe once more. It's about recognizing that, even though one chapter of your life may have ended, there are still countless opportunities for love, growth, and connection waiting to be discovered. By opening ourselves up to new relationships and experiences, we allow ourselves to be surprised and delighted by the beauty and richness of life. We learn to trust in the resilience of our own hearts and in the fundamental goodness of others. And in doing so, we create a life that is truly filled with meaning, purpose, and authentic connection. When we experience the loss of a significant relationship, it can be easy to feel like our lives have lost their sense of meaning and purpose. The person who once brought so much joy, love, and direction to our lives is no longer there, and we may find ourselves